This is a mess. No, no, no.
Woman, it's
Ladies. Oh, Lord.
A feeling.
We're not talking about feelings. We're talking about facts. Because you done got on my nerves now. Because you got a smart mouth, but you're not smart enough to know when you're lying. I just woke up in the middle of the night and said I need to resolve issues with my ex. That makes no sense. Hold on, I'm talking now.
Some of the mysteries on paternity court are worthy of a detective novel. In this episode, a man argues he fathered one twin.
Mr. Morris, you're here because you say certain facts have come to light that make you believe that you fathered one of Miss Thorpe's twins and not the other. You claim a botched home DNA test separated you from your daughter, London, and you intend to rectify that issue today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Here's what Judge Lauren had to say.
He posted all over social media and told everybody that the DNA test came back and that the kids were not his.
Did you also post, Mr. Morris, that you didn't do the test properly?
No.
I know you didn't.
But just as you start thinking about how far he is willing to go, it gets more complicated.
What kind of relationship do you have with the twins now?
Great?
They call you daddy?
No.
They're 4.
They call me Uncle Twan.
Uncle Twan.
Yes.
Boy, you about crazy. You just got too much going on. You done gone through all this only for the children and now call you Uncle Twan?
I didn't tell them to.
Oh, you told him to, Miss Thorpe?
No, Your Honor. They just developed that because he's been around since day one. So with him being around so much, they asked was Twan their dad, but I told him no.
Then the judge explodes.
This is a mess. This is the mess. You know what? It started off messy. The middle was messy. The end is messy. You all should be ashamed. These babies 4 years old sitting up. Really? To be 4 years old and have to sit up and ask 2 grown adults, is somebody my daddy? Babies got more sense than the mama and the daddy. Why, Miss Thorpe, would you look at these 2 girls and you say you know for certain Mr. Morris is their biological father? Why would you tell them no?
Because we wasn't for sure at the time. I didn't want
So
to
you
tell
aren't
anyone's
sure?
father.
You aren't sure?
I mean, at the time, I didn't feel like I was sure, so I didn't want to have them caught.
And now the important question.
Then he wasn't even around.
So wait a minute, who else could be their dad?
The other guy that I was talking
So you really don't know if he's the dad or not?
I feel like he is.
Oh, Lord. A feeling. We're not talking about feelings. We're talking about facts. Do you know for certain if Mr. Morris is your twin's biological father? Yes or no? Do you know for certain?
No, Your Honor.
There.
With all the confusion that this case has generated, Judge Lauren serves them a piece of her mind.
You all just been circling around this doubt, circling around this dysfunction, circling around all of this confusion. Trying to raise these babies? What's that little game you play when you little? What's that one where the music play and you just be running around? Musical chairs.
Musical chairs.
That's what it feels like. Like you all just running around and then when the music stops, y'all just jump to a conclusion at work. Just jump down on it and sit down on that for a while. Then the music play and you all just get back running around again. One of them might be calling their daddy Uncle Twan.
Not every piece of evidence tendered to deny or support paternity is as real as it seems. This appears to be the argument for Miss Lopez, who claimed that a DNA test result by the alleged father of her kids was fabricated.
Ms. Lopez, you are here today because you claim the defendant, Mr. Carbajal, allegedly perpetuated a DNA testing scam to try to deny paternity of your kids. You say you're tired of struggling daily to take care of your children alone, and you need to prove he's their biological father today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Carbajal, you say the plaintiff has left your life in ruins.
Yes.
By fraudulently claiming you are the father of her children, you argue that you did not perpetrate a DNA testing scam and are here today to prove it.
Yes, Your Honor.
It gets heated quickly as Ms. Lopez has sparked controversy from the outset.
Not yours.
Your Honor.
She also sent me a picture of a man holding my baby. So
Wait.
That was to
Your
get back
Honor.
at
Why-
you
why would
because
she
you're
send that?
not responsible.
Your
You
Honor.
haven't
And
been
she was
there.
pregnant.
Hold on. So,
No,
Ms.
at that
Lopez,
time. And
Ms.
that-
Lopez, you sent him a picture
I sent him a picture to
of
show
Why
him.
someone
would you
else
send a-
holding a child that you said was his?
I sent it because to show him that there would be another man,
Why would it-
possibly,
why would it be another man?
possibly,
Why would it be
okay,
another man?
possibly to man up and take care of his responsibilities.
But even as she rallied to defend herself, Ms. Carbajal's sister, Christina, had something else to say.
I did not meet up with my ex until a month before I had my daughter. I had no sexual contact with my ex or anybody else but your brother, Christina.
That was too soon, though.
It was not
Yes,
too
it
soon.
was. Yes,
The
it
time
was.
that you
No.
send us
Yeah.
that picture, you were already pregnant with Noah.
Yes, you
and
were.
that guy looks exactly like Noah.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on, Ms. Carvajal, let me understand what you were just stating. State it again.
When this picture was sent, it was probably she was pregnant already. And this guy looks exactly like Noah.
Both partners stuck to their guns.
Were you intimate with anyone else?
No, Your Honor, I was not.
Mr. Carvajal, do you believe you were the only man she was having sex with?
I don't know that. See, I don't know if she would sleep with me. I had sex the first night I seen her. She
It
could
was
have done
not
with
the
the same
first
thing
night.
with any other guy because we met off a social network.
So, Ms. Lopez, what do you have to say to that? Do
She
you
would have had to
I
get
did not
pregnant
have
in
sex with
November.
anybody
In
else.
November for the baby to be
No,
born
I did
in
not have
August.
sex with anybody else.
Since it would take more than questions to get either to back down, let us hear the results.
When it comes to 2-year-old Aliana Lopez Carvajal, Mr. Carvajal, you are not her father.
But Judge Lake is not done yet.
You know what?
What if that
We
doesn't
have the results now from a laboratory conducted DNA test, and you sitting up there still arguing about a home DNA test. Now I know you all don't have no sense.
There's no way.
You're just
that-
looking for something to argue about. You're just looking for something to say. What you need to be talking about is that lie you told saying you weren't sleeping with nobody else. But suddenly, on the relevant subjects, we're silent. So I'll ask you again. Were you sleeping with anyone else besides Mr. Carvajal at the time?
One, Your Honor.
Which is the one in the picture.
It's not the one in the
Obviously.
picture,
Pretty sure
okay?
it is.
No, it's not, Christina.
Ms. Lopez?
Yes.
Bold-faced falsehoods on paternity court are unacceptable to Her Honor, and she spares no words to make that obvious.
They're also true.
Because it did not have certain pieces to the evidence that I would need to show that it was valid. So I had to give you the benefit of the doubt. But you kept, and but every time I would ask you a question, you didn't really have a great answer. But you answered everybody else's questions.
Yeah,
I don't know what
Now-
to say.
exactly.
It's one thing that you lied. It's another thing that you sat up in here and lied in court. You stood there and tried to make their entire family look like they were the people that were wrong.
This case is a mix of medical mystery and a paternity intrigue.
Ms. Renfro, you claim you are 100% certain that the defendant is the father of your 6-month-old son, Kendall. You say Kendall was born with a serious medical condition and believe it was genetically passed down by the defendant. And that's why today's paternity results are critical. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tuzzi, you are certain you are not her child's biological father and say the truth will be revealed today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
While Miss Renfro is keen on making her case, the alleged father had something to say.
Were you intimate with anybody else during
No,
the window of time when Kendall was conceived?
No, Your Honor.
Are you sure of that?
Yes, I'm 100% sure. I know who my kids belong to. I don't just lay down with everybody. I don't sleep with everybody unprotected. And when I do have sex with
Then
people,
why would you have another guy signing the birth certificate? Because he's been there. Like, he took on that role. That was his choice.
Then an unraveling question.
That was
Hold on,
his
so
decision.
Ms. Renfro, you had another person sign the birth certificate?
My ex. My ex signed the birth certificate. He's still in my child's life. He still takes my son to the doctors.
Is your ex in the child's life because he could potentially be the biological father as well?
No, he loves my son.
The results are next.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Toozy, you are not the father.
Oops.
Told you.
But Miss Renfro's next words were certain to get a reaction from Judge Lauren Lake.
Ms. Renfro,
Yes, ma'am.
that's not your child's biological father.
That's fine. That is fine. I'm okay with that.
Do you know who is?
Yes, ma'am. If he wasn't the father, then yes, ma'am, I know.
Hold on. No.
It gets even worse.
You asked, I answered.
Look, little smart mouth. No, hold on. Because you done got on my nerves now. Because you got a smart mouth, but you're not smart enough to know when you're lying. Sitting up trying to pin a baby on a man.
wasn't
Hold on,
pinning a baby.
I'm talking now. Since all you can do is shrug your shoulders, stay silent. Because you were so dramatic about how Mr. Toozy had never done anything. Oh, and you
I never
cried,
asked
hold
him
on.
for anything.
You cried yourself a river in this courtroom, baby. All the time, never testifying to the whole truth. And that's wrong. And that's what you need to change in this moment. All that smirking and all that little smart mouth nonsense, you know where it got you? It got you where you don't know definitively who your child's biological father is. And if you do know who he is, you set up and wasted everybody else's time.
No, I didn't waste nobody's time.
No, yes you did.
Two grandmothers get on the bad side of Judge Lauren Lake when they argue a baby's paternity.
What stands before me is a case of babies having babies, teenagers. Miss Sism, you and your teenage daughter, Destiny, are here. Ms. Riley, you stand before me claiming that you are 100% positive your son is not the child's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
The matter escalates when both mothers, unable to contain their positions, get rowdy.
Did your mother know you were having sex?
No, Your Honor. She was coming over here lying, conniving, saying, I have a 14-year-old daughter at home. I was going to say, how are you going to tell me what's a lie?
Because, Your Honor, they was having sex in her house. She told them. She told them to use her house.
Let's get some order, ladies.
When she finally restores the calm, Judge Lake sums the situation up.
The greatest part about this is you all saying the same thing. I'm going over to visit my friend. That's your daughter.
Right.
But that's both of them teenagers having sex. So the reason why we're here is this child is really your grandchild. Now, Destiny, before I go further, was my summation correct?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Then the controversy gets worse.
I see her walking with another guy. Next thing you know, I find out that she told him that she's pregnant. How is that? You just came around.
You saw Destiny walking with somebody else.
Yes, another guy.
Because you just thought Destiny and her group of friends were friends with your daughter.
Yes.
You know it's Miss Riley's house where she's going to have.
That's
You don't even know about Anthony.
No,
It's not.
that's what we're here for, to get this
It's
DNA.
not my grandbaby.
Okay, you don't claim him now. Y'all ain't did nothing for him. I've been taking care of this baby.
All right.
It's not my grandbaby.
At the end of the day,
It's not my grandbaby.
Where were you and Anthony having sex? In her house?
Yes. She knew I was there because I get off work. Anthony would be like, my mom says you can come over. And I say, okay. Say hi, Miss Brenda. She say hi. We go upstairs. I spend the night. She don't say nothing about it.
But just as it looked like it couldn't get more critical, a destabilizing fact emerges.
Over her friend's house. Her daughter is another friend. Did she know you was having sex in her house? You know what Destiny told me, Your Honor? She said yeah because what type of parent is that? What?
Then, both ladies get into another argument about the baby's birth at the hospital.
And when the baby was born, was he at the hospital?
She even came without nobody inviting her.
Came where?
We sure did.
She came
One
out.
at a time,
I wanted
one
to
at a
see, but
time,
that's
ladies.
my She comes in there. I'm in the waiting room. She's sitting the guard in there. So I never had my joy to
sure
see
did.
was that's my grandson.
sure
This is a birth certificate.
She had you removed from the hospital because
Yes.
they wanted to coerce your son into
That's
signing
why
the birth
I feel
certificate.
you on the right today.
So yes, I did because my daughter ain't finna go through this with her. She young. I tried to call this woman and
Ladies.
Having stayed patient for so long, she puts an end to answers from the grandmothers and summons Anthony, the child's father.
I think I got it. Anthony, we have had a heated court session today concerning Osiris. Do you believe you are Osiris's biological father?
Yes, I do.
You do believe that?
Yes, because I picked destiny and things that was happening, and I feel like I needed another person that like got me like my blood, as in like the things that I was like going through, and like I wanted a baby because I feel like one day it was gonna be time for me, and I wanted just like another seed in this world. I decided to have a baby.
And even if your rationale, I respect and I honor the fact that you are honest enough to say what was really going on in your mind.
My son, he's been through a lot. His dad and his life left him when he was about 6. It was for the DNA. That's all I ever wanted to know.
Now, the results.
When it comes to 8-month-old Osiris Taylor, Mr. Taylor, you...
But it would take more than some papers to get both women to calm down. Judge Lake loses it.
And I'm gonna keep taking care of it. I bet I can.
This is about the most ignorant stuff I done seen in here in a long time. Sit down. Come over here, Anthony. Sit down. You all are this is shameful. Just when I thought these kids had pulled off a plot against both of you all and to do what they shouldn't be doing, these children have come in here, they have spoken from their heart of why they did something. That's how they got here. The way Destiny just popped off with her little dance after I announced the result, that was so ignorant. And come on with this. The boy sitting over here talking about he want to leave a seed in the world because he don't understand. I'm furious. Your daughter's putting her dreams, opening her legs, trying to get her, instead of having a dream in her mind, and you want to argue with this woman across this courtroom. See, I'm crazy for these kids and this baby. You ain't gonna do this to this child.
Sorry, Your Honor.
The knots in this paternity dispute over an 11-month-old baby got Judge Lake to order a voice test to understand whether there had been infidelity in the relationship.
You are certain that the plaintiff is Moon's father and hope to prove it and save your family. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I have reasons to believe that there's a possibility that she's not, and I would love to find some closure.
You feel like you're in the position where you are raising a child that's not yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
According to Miss Prickett, they have had their own share of crisis as partners, but all seem to be good.
So you're together about a year or so, and everything's going fine. No issues with trust.
Yes.
I accused him of cheating. I got my answers, and...
Was he cheating?
No, he wasn't. Well, this is new to me that he doesn't believe that he's the father of our daughter.
Well, I only believe that because she used to say, if you question me about cheating, then you must be cheating yourself.
Mr. Reyes claimed that he began to doubt her when she did something really strange.
One of the things is that I woke up around 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, somewhere around there, you know, and she wasn't home.
That's odd, Miss Prickett.
Well,
She got back at 6. She could have been
Joe
gone for hours.
And I felt like I needed to resolve issues with him, and...
At 5 in the morning.
At 5 in the morning?
Judge Lake commented as much.
No, that was his only time because he works.
Why wouldn't you tell Mr. Reyes?
He was sleeping, so I just woke up and I thought, you know, I need to get this done. We have issues. And
that don't make no kind of sense. I just woke up in the middle of the night and said I need to resolve issues with my ex. That makes no sense. There's no man or no woman in the world that wants their partner getting ready to go see their ex. Like, it just doesn't work like that.
But there is more.
I was working at a restaurant. There was one incident where she said she was on her way and she stopped at a gas station. And then when I finally get a hold of her 2 hours later, this is around 12 a.m., 12:15, she says that she was at the gas station, random man randomly filled up her gas tank and gave her $100. So now she comes and then she calls me on the way back to me. And then she starts telling me what happened. And then you're gonna come pick me up 2 hours later. But the thing is that kills me is that she was not responding to my calls or text messages.
Who were you really with?
This random...
There's no way late to pick her boyfriend up from work. I mean, that is just absolutely ridiculous.
It was a crazy thing, and I wish I said no, but unfortunately I said yes. And then he left his phone in the Uber, so I downloaded the app on my phone to get in contact with his Uber. He says, I'll give you another $100 for doing this for me. So I was like, okay.
Well, you using your phone to get him an Uber, but you're not using your phone to tell your boyfriend, hey, I'm running late, babe, I'm at the gas station.
Keola's funny excuses could not help but draw an outburst, with the judge having to clarify the letters on her nameplate.
I know I should have told him.
Jerome, check my nameplate. Does it say boo-boo the fool?
No.
Then the results.
Is to get to the results, and I have those for you. Jerome? When it comes to 11-month-old Moon Reyes, Mr. Reyes, you are the father. Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Honor.
With those out of the way, we still have the issue of Keola's fidelity.
But we still have not gotten resolution as to the fidelity. You submitted to a forensic voice analysis, which is similar to a polygraph examination. Ms. Prickett, you were asked, since the start of your relationship with Mr. Reyes, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than Mr. Reyes? The voice analysis determined you were being truthful.
Well, that was certainly not predictable.